Hello friends and my dear students, I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you are all well and your studies are also going on well. This is part 3 video on the chapter of measures of central tendency, where I will be solving question number 21, 22, 23, 26 and 25 from the MCQs Practice Questions supplementary book on problems by author RD Sharma. So all these questions are based on arithmetic mean and its properties, which I have discussed in part 1 video. This video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths for class 9 following the textbook of author RD Sharma. If you find this video beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and if you want to further support me, then please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's start part 3 video, where I will be solving MCQ questions number 21, 22, 23, 26 and 25 from the MCQ Practice Questions supplementary book on arithmetic mean and its properties. Okay. Question number 21 says, if x bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn observations, then for a not equals to 0, the mean of a into x1, a into x2 and a into xn, and then again x1 by a plus x2 by a and then xn by a is. Okay. Now to find the mean of some observations, the simple concept is that to find the mean of any set of observations, we need to find the sum of the values of all the observations divided by the total number of observations. So the mean, let's say we have to find the mean of these observations. There are, as you can see, 2n number of observations, x1, x2, ax1, ax2 up to axn. These are the first n number of observations, and again x1 by a, x2 by a up to xn by a. These are again another n number of observations. So total number of observations is 2n. So if I consider the mean to be capital X bar, it will be ax1 plus ax2 like this up to axn, and then again I have to sum the observations x1 by a plus x2 by a like this xn by a, and then this whole divided by the total number of observations. Over here we have n number of observations, and again over here we have n number of observations. So total number of observations is twice n. Now okay. Now it is given that x bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn. This means that we know that x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 up to xn divided by n. Okay. Now okay. So from here we can say that x1 plus x2. Now please remember that a particular problem can be solved in various ways, but the basic concept is same. The fundamental definition of arithmetic mean, that is the sum of the observations divided by the total number of observations, this remains the same. All the problems that you will solve will be based on this concept, and that and also some properties of the mean. Okay, so from here I can say the sum of the observations plus xn is equal to n into x bar. n into x bar. Now please note that I am solving this problem in a little different way. Possibly I will not be applying obviously you can apply properties of mean, that is if you multiply all the observations by a constant value, non-zero constant value, the mean of those observations is the original mean multiplied by that constant value. That property you can obviously apply, but I'm trying to solve it in a little different way. Now in this equation, if I multiply both sides by a, I have a into x1 plus x2 up to xn is equal to a n x bar. Okay. Okay. Again, if I from here in this equation, if I divide, remember that the constant a is given to be non-zero, so I can multiply. That's the reason I was able to multiply both the side by a. Now in this equation, if I divide both the side by a, I get x1 by a plus x2 by a, like this, plus xn by a is equal to n x bar by a. Okay. Now using these results 1 and 2, I can easily say that the capital X bar, that is the mean that we are required to find, will be equal to in the numerator of the capital X bar, you see it is ax1 plus ax2 plus ax3 up to axn, which we have found to be an x bar. Again, the sum x1 by a plus x2 by a up to xn by a, we have found to be n x bar by a, and then we have whole divided by twice n. Okay, if I from the numerator, if I take n x bar common, I have n x bar, then a plus 1 by a divided by twice n. N cancels out, and this becomes x bar multiplied by a plus 1 by a whole divided by 2. So this is the required mean, x bar multiplied by a plus 1 by a whole divided by 2. So the answer, the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. Now if I am prone to make calculation mistakes, if I am doing any kind of calculation mistake and coming up with wrong answer, then please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will highly appreciate that. Okay, question number 22, it says, if x bar is the mean of x1 comma x2 comma up to xn, and y bar is the mean of y1 comma y2 comma up to yn, okay, then if z bar is the mean of x1 comma x2 comma xn, and then that is the all the observation x1 to xn and the y1 to yn has been combined. So what is z bar is we are asked to find what will be the combined mean of, see, we are having x bar is given to be the mean of the observation x1 to xn. So we have x1 plus x2 like this plus xn divided by the total number of observations is obviously n. Again we have, for the second set of observations, we have y bar, the mean is given to be, y bar is the mean and the observations are y1, y2 up to yn. So we have y bar is equal to the sum of the observations divided by the total number of observations, which is again small n. We have this. Okay. Now what is z bar? We have to find z bar. Z bar is clearly x1 plus x2 up to xn, and then again plus y1 plus y2 up to yn. And what is the total number of observations? Over here we have n plus n observations, that is twice n observations. So the z bar will be divided by twice n. Okay. Now this is equal to, what is the sum of the sum of the first set of observations? What is the value of x1 plus x2 up to xn. It is n x bar. And what is the value of y1 plus y2 up to yn? It is the sum of the observations of the second set, which will be equal to n y bar, and we have divided by twice n. If I take n common from the numerator, I have n into x bar plus y bar divided by twice n. N cancels out. This is x bar plus y bar divided by 2. So the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. This is a very fundamental concept. You must always remember that when you are given a mean and you know the number of observations, then obviously this thing, that the sum of observations, let's say there are n observations, this is the sum of n observations is always equal to the mean of the observations multiplied by the number of observations. X bar n is the sum of the observations. Okay, let's do the next problem. Question number 23 says, if x1 bar comma x2 bar like this up to xk bar be the means of k groups. So there are k groups. A group means a set of observations. So a number of observations is referred to as a group. So there are k groups, and the number of observations of those k groups are n1 comma n2 up to nk. Then the mean x bar of all the groups taken together is given by. Okay, apparently this at first glance it might be a little complex to visualize what is happening. See, there are k groups, and each group is nothing but a set of observations. You can consider x1 bar is the mean of the first group of observations. You can consider x1 bar to be let's say x1 bar is summation of, we know that mean is summation of, let's say I am referring x1i over here. I is from 1 to n1. Remember that n1 is the n1 is the number of observations of the first group, and the first group, second group, third group, these are being referred by x1. X1 means x1i means it is the ith observation of the first group, and x1 bar means it is the mean of the first group. So divided by, we have n1. Similarly, we have x2 bar. We will have the summation of the observations of the second group. That is why x2i, and I will range from 1 to what is the number of observations of the second group? It is n2 divided by n2. This way we have xk, the kth group, since there are k groups, xk bar is the mean of the observations of the kth group. This will be equal to the sum of all the observations xki. Xki means the ith observation of the kth group, and I will range from 1 to what is the number of observations of the kth group? It is nk divided by the number of observations nk. Okay, now we have to find the sum of, we have to find the mean if you combine the observations of all the groups. If you combine the observations of all the groups, that set of observations mean we have to find. So for that I need to find the sum of all the observations in all the k groups. Let's say I am calling S to be the sum of all the observations from all the groups. So what it will be? S will be nothing but summation, the sum of the observations of the first group, that is this, plus the sum of all the observations of the second group, that is this, like this up to the sum of all the observations of the kth group. This gives me the sum of all the observations from all the groups. So then the required mean, it is in the problem, it is asking x bar. X bar has been referred as the mean of all the groups. So x bar will be equal to s divided by what is the total number of observations. If you combine observations from all the groups, then what is the total number of observations? It is nothing but n1 plus n2 plus n3, like this up to nk. Okay, so this is equal to so this is equal to s by, I can say, n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus nk. This I can use by sigma notation. This is ni, where I is ranging from 1 to k. Now what is s? What will be s? I have no space. Okay. Now what is this? This is, if you see the above line, this is nothing but n1 x1 bar. Similarly, what is this? This is n2 x2 bar. And finally, what is this? nk xk bar. So this s is nothing but n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar plus likewise up to nk xk bar. So it will be in the sigma notation, it will be summation of ni xi bar. I is ranging from 1 to k, and in the denominator we already have summation of ni, where I is equal to 1 to k. So the required mean is summation of ni xi bar divided by summation of ni, where I is ranging from 1 to k. So the correct choice is choice C. C is the correct choice. Okay, let's see the next problem, 26. The mean of 25 observations is 36. The mean of 25 observations is 36. So what do we have? The mean is, so we know that the mean is equal to the sum of the observation xi, where if there are n observations, I are ranging from 1 to n, divided by n. In this problem, the mean is given to be 36. So we have 36 is equal to summation of xi, where I is ranging from 1 to the number of observations is 25. So 25 divided by 25. We have this. Okay. So this implies that the summation of all the observations, all the 25 observations, is equal to 36 multiplied by 25, which is equal to let me use the calculator. 36 multiplied by 25 is 900. This is 900. Okay, we have this. Now it is saying out of these observations, if the mean, out of these observations, if the mean of first 13 observations is 32, and that n of that last 13 observations is 40, then 13th observation is, okay, so this problem is little different. I'm sorry, I have to solve it in a little different way. Sorry for this. Okay. The mean of 25 observation is 36. Out of these observations, if the mean of first 13 observations, okay, so let's say what are the observations? x1, Okay, so let's say the mean is x bar. So we have x bar is equal to x1 plus x2. Like this, we will have x13. This is the first 13 observations, and then we will have x14, x15, like up to x25. Now there are 25 observations, and this is the first 13 observation is x1, x2 up to x13. So what will be 13 multiplied by 2 is 26, and there are 25 observations. So obviously, so this is the first 13 observations. x1 to x13 is the first 13 observations. Quite obviously, x13 to x25, this is the last 13 observations. x13 to x25 will be the last 13 observations. Okay. Now what is given? The mean of all the 25 observation is given to be 36. Okay. Out of these observations, if the mean of first 13 observation is 32. Okay. So it is given that the mean of the first 13 observations is 32. So I must have 32 should be equal to the sum of the first 13 observations, which is x1 plus x2 up to plus x13, divided by the total number of observations is 13. I have this. Again, it is saying that the mean of the last 13 observations is 40. So I have 40 is equal to the last 13 observations is, will start from x13, x14, and then up to x25 divided by 13. From these two results or equation, I have to find x13. 13th observation means x13. Okay. Now please note that if I add the equation 1 and 2 from if I add the equation when you add two equations, you just add the left hand side and equate that to the sum of the right hand side. So adding 1 and 2, I get 32 plus 40. I am adding the left hand sides. 32 plus 40 is equal to x1 plus x2 up to x13 divided by 13 plus x13 plus x14 up to x25 divided by 13. If I simplify the right hand side, then it will be x1 plus x2 up to x13 plus x13 plus x14 plus up to x25 whole divided by 13. Okay. This implies 32 plus 40, the LHS becomes 72. And if I do cross multiplication, I will have 72 multiplied by 13 is equal to, now note on the right hand side in the numerator, I have the term x13 is occurring 2 times. So I can say, I can write it this, the numerator on the right hand side, I can express it in a little different way. x1 plus x2 plus I have plus up to plus x13 and then plus x14 and then up to plus x25, and then I have another x13. If you see the numerator on the right hand side, it is x1 plus x2 up to x13, and then plus again x13 and then x14. So basically in the numerator on the right hand side, it is the sum of all the 25 observations plus again the 13th observation. So this implies 72 multiplied by 13, 72 multiplied by 13 is 72 multiplied by 13 is 936. So 936 is equal to, now what is this? This is the sum of all the 25 observations, which will be equal to n multiplied by, we know the sum of observation is equal to mean multiplied by the number of observations. So this will be 25 multiplied by the mean of the 25 observations in the problem is given to be 36, and I have plus x13. So I got a equation in x13 where I can easily find x13. So this implies x13 is equal to 936 minus 25 multiplied by 36. 25 multiplied by 36 is 900. So this is 36. So the 13th observation, or which is x13, is 36. So the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. Let's see question number 25. The mean of A, B, C, D and E is 28. Okay, so the observations are A, B, C, D, E, and their mean is given to be 28. So we have mean is equal to the sum of the observations, that is A plus B plus C plus D plus E. How many observations are there? A, B, C, D, E, there are 5. So 5. So we have this. Again it is given if the mean of A, C and E is 24. Again it is given that 24 is the mean of ACE, that is A plus C plus E, and these are 3 observations, 3. Now it is asking what is the mean of B and D. What is the mean of B and D? Okay, now from here if I do cross multiplication, I get 28 multiplied by 5 is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E. Okay. From here if I do cross multiplication, I have 72 is equal to A plus C plus E. So A plus C plus E is 72. Using this information in this equation, I have what is 28 multiplied by 5. 28 multiplied by 5 is 140. So I have 140 is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E, but I know that A plus C plus E is 72. So I can write it the right hand side as 72 plus B plus D. This implies B plus D is equal to 140 minus 72, which is equal to 8, 68. So B plus D is 68, and the question is asking what is the mean of B and D. So we know that the mean of B and D, these are only 2 observations, so their mean will be equal to their sum divided by the number of observations, which is 2. B plus D by 2 is the mean of B and D. So this will be equal to B plus D, we know, is 68. So 68 by 2, which is 34. So 34, choice D is the correct choice. So I think solving these problems will give you an idea how I am approaching the problems, applying the concept of arithmetic mean and all the formulas and the properties of mean that I have discussed in the part 1 video to solve this kind of problem, and it will help you to apply how to apply the concepts appropriately to solve these kind of problems. There are many problems. I will try to solve the standard problems and the most difficult ones from both the textbook of author RD Sharma as well as the supplementary book which is titled MCQs in Mathematics. So please stay tuned for more solving session on the topic of arithmetic mean. Once I finish solving all the problems of arithmetic mean, then I will move on to the median and mode. So if this video was beneficial, please like it, share it with your friends, and once again please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. I am ending the video here. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.